Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, December the 16th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap up. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Taking a look at the weekly chart, we can see that the pound has turned negative. All the gaps have filled when we see the dashboard, and we are 78 pips below the weekly open at the moment. You can see on the daily we are inside the opening range for the month, and we're below the opening range for the week. In fact, we broke through at the 2204 level. And you can see the day is also red. For the year, we are 1,810 pips above the yearly low, 1581 below the above the yearly low, 1581 below the yearly high, 1359 below the yearly open, and 114 pips above the yearly midpoint. You can see we still have a green month so far. For you inside bar traders, yesterday you can see you broke out of the low of the daily inside bar from 4 days ago, and we also crossed above and back below that low again today. So inside bar traders were rewarded, and as you can see on the dashboard with the gray and the blue, that there's lots of inside bar action happening at the moment. 104 pips range today. We had some red news come out. We had all kind of red news. First, we had the British pound had some red news. Then the US dollar had some red news. And you can see here with all the magenta in the range, we've got a lot of pairs over 100 pips in range, with the Swiss yen leading the pack with 221 pips. Buy zone, back and forth across that daily open. You can see we broke that weekly open yesterday. And the rat zone, we definitely have the range is large enough, and you can see here that the green rats feasted and the red rats feasted, but we're not quite, we didn't come back into the green rat zone. But we did hit the launch pad, and it's gone from the 40s to the 60s, as it usually does. In fact, I got a piece of that trade. Pivot trading plan near the pivot short. We never got near the pivot today, at least not on the, and that's, in fact, that's the, right here, we never got near that pivot. And looking here, once again, we missed the daily pivot by 31 pips. But we did take out the weekly. In fact, we're just about sitting on top of it right now. Excuse me. And the monthly pivot, we haven't come near it yet. Still have 2 full trading weeks, or well, we have some holidays coming up. So there'll be some slack time here, but yeah, we're approaching the end of the year. As you can see, we are in that lower wick zone from the previous day, and we've been in and out of it a couple of times. Looks like maybe we'll climb back out of it shortly. For the range, we're ahead of last week, but it's still muted compared to a few of the other weeks. We're only at the 16th percentile out of 12 weeks. So range is definitely compressed. We broke out of the high by 102 pips, but we didn't break out of the low. And the high minus the close was 273 for you red rats on the weekly, and close minus low 55. So both of those traders were rewarded. High minus open 199, open minus low 128. So the buy zone traders were rewarded. And the Walmart traders, if you switch over to H1, Actually, though, I like using M30 because sometimes you can see here, this was the hour, but using the H1 lines, colors here for the H1 because we opened, actually this is for this hour where we opened, but you can see last hour or the last half hour we cut through above the 60 line and then above the 70 line. So trading with the M30 candle color at the Wall Mall lines is definitely rewarding, especially when you look at these ranges. Now, if the ranges were lower, we'd have to shift back over to H1. But I've learned that the M30 provides some nice ranges there. And higher low, lower high trading, you can see here just a few minutes ago, we broke through that 60, and then just right now, we're dropping through the 2169 level if you were taking those trades off of the 3-ball right there. The range, once again, when we look at the monthly, we haven't accumulated any range. We're basically range bound right now. We haven't extended it, so. But as far as range for the month goes, we're sitting at 404 right now. And whoops. Edit. Inputs. Thank you. If we look at the ATR, so 404 range, ATR is normally about 624, so it looks like we need to step it up a bit here. Another couple hundred pips of range to look for. Let's see. Close minus year-to-date open percent. We can see what the return is right now. Minus 10%, 10.04. You can see we've improved slightly over November, but not by much. Let's see. We got the percentage. Year-to-date accumulated. Put it back to where it was. Trade reminder. Nothing earth-shattering here. We can see we are in that inside lower wick zone on the weekly. So if we switch over to the weekly, we can see where we are right here. In fact, we've spent a lot of time in that lower wick zone because that previous week was pretty much a doji. Let's see, price turning down. Yeah, we can see that price inside the lower wick zone. And then on the daily, we're in that inside that lower wick zone as we just saw in the wick zone charts. Sellers are strong control. We wanted to fade the pivot, but we never got close to it. So, but we would still want to fade that pivot to see. And we got a lower high, lower low on the daily. And that's about it as far as the trade reminder goes. So, fellow traders, I think we've had some interesting talks, and it's funny. I was talking with Wall Mall today, and it's almost been over 2 years since he and I've been trading together. It's like time flies. It really has. And it's funny, going, if you look back, some of our first videos, how certain things have changed. It's like, I think I've given Walmart a couple of different tools to use, and he's adapted and adopted them. He's really liking the flip-flop bars now, along with the indicator 2 dots. Yeah, it's almost his go-to. And I think we've showed that a few times in the trades. And then we did a couple more of those quote unquote live trading videos where we're actually doing trading and recording, so you can see our thought processes and the results, as opposed to, like, talking about things in past tense or hairy hindsight. And I hope you guys have and girls and non-binaries have maybe gotten just one thing from it that can make you a little more profitable in your trading, because sometimes it's just one thing. It's all it takes, and it can make the difference between profitable and not profitable. So hopefully we've helped you. Let me think. I think there was a trader. Somebody asked me a question about, I'm trying to remember. Just kind of went blank. I think they were asking something about where to get started, and they wanted to, they were asking about something on the frequency distributions. And as I've really come to the realization that, trading, we get taught I think we get taught in the wrong order, taught about, indicators and methods. I really think that should come much later in your learning and trading. What I think needs to happen is you need to sit down at a terminal and have somebody put you in a trade, and then you basically play a game, and the game is don't lose. And it's like, you can't lose this much money. If you do, then you're out of the game. Almost the same way the proprietary or prop trading firms do when you take these challenges. Yeah, of course the idea is to win or make money, but the thing is, the main idea is to stay in the game, because if you lose, I think it's about 5% on the account in a day, you're done. If you lose more than 5%, or if you lose more than 10% over the course of the challenge, which is usually a month, then you're done. But that's, a lot of times, that's really not what our focus is on. The focus is usually on, let's make some money, as opposed to, okay, let's make sure we don't lose. So by just, somehow randomly entering trades and then managing the money and managing the risk. And in fact, it might even be funny to randomly put you in different trading sizes. Like maybe one time you're trading a mini and the next time you're trading a full lot. It's like, oh, where do you put your stop now? And to really focus your thoughts on protecting the money, as Walmart would say, preserving the capital, as opposed to making money. Let me know what you traders think about that. I'd be curious if anybody else is starting to think along those lines too. So, fellow traders, I'm going to wish you a fun and safe weekend. I hope you had a profitable week and you're having a profitable month. And when you come back and you're trading, I want you to remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. This is TheRumpledOne, telling you to go out there and drain the banks. And this is TheRumpledOne, over and out.